Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. India bloc spreading lies on dilution constitution, Modi. In an apparent rebuttal of the opposition's charge that the BJP wanted to scrap the constitution, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday asserted that he felt indebted to Baba Saheb Ambedkar's constitution which enabled him to rise from humble origins. Modi, who addressed back-to-back election rallies in Bihar's Gaya and Purne districts, spoke extensively of the high esteem in which he held the constitution, mentioning his government's measures like celebrating Samvidhan Divas, from schools to the Supreme Court and Parliament. This year is special. The government will organize celebrations to mark 75 years of the Constitution on a scale similar to the Amrit Kal celebrations which marked 75 years of independence, said Modi. He cared for poor because he has risen from among poor. He, therefore, felt indebted to the social class. He also felt indebted towards the constitution framed by Baba Saheb Ambedkar which helped him reach where he is, said the Prime Minister. Modi's refrain came a day after RJD President Lalu Prasad, the BJP's principal opponent in Bihar, raked up utterances made by a number of leaders of the Saffron Party who have said the constitution will be changed if the Saffron Party gets two-thirds majority in parliament. Modi, who has been equating the constitution with sacred books like the Ramayana, Bible and Quran, pointed out that it was under the rule of the Congress, the RJD's ally, that the emergency was imposed and several constitutional provisions were suspended.
भाइयों और बहनों, टीएमसी ने एक तरह से बंगाल को अवैध घुसपैठियों और अपराधियों को लीज पर दे दिया है। इसलिए बंगाल सरकार घुसपैठियों को संरक्षण देती है और कानूनी शरणार्थियों को नागरिकता देने वाले सीएए कानून का विरोध करती है। आपको इनकी अफवाहों में नहीं आना है। ये अपने भ्रष्टाचार और अपराधों को छिपाने के लिए झूठ का सहारा ले रहे हैं। टीएमसी को इनके पापों की सजा कमल का बटन दबाकर देनी है।
Rahul Gandhi describes electoral bonds as form of extortion. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi launched a fierce attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday over the electoral bond issue, describing it as a form of extortion and alleging intimidatory tactics against targeted businessmen. There are some people in every small town or village who extort money on the streets by threatening physical harm. In Malayalam you call this extortion kol adikkal, meaning loot, but Modi calls it electoral bonds. What a common thief is doing on the streets, the PM is doing at an international level, Gandhi alleged. He also lashed out at Modi, accusing him of helping a few rich businessmen in the country. At the electoral bond level, the threats are much more sophisticated. The Enforcement Directorate, CBI and income tax people will come, they will interrogate people and at the end of it, they will ask them why don't they give their business to businessman Adani, the sitting Congress MP from Wayanad Lok Sabha constituency alleged. Earlier in Kodiyathur, Gandhi alleged that Modi's job was also to distract people from the real issues in the country, protect the richest businessmen in India and forgive their bank loans. Modi is helping 5 or 6 of the biggest, richest businessmen in India, he alleged during his campaign in areas falling under the Wayanad Lok Sabha constituency in Kozhikode and Malappuram districts in Kerala.
He was trying to defend the biggest corruption scandal on the planet. Electoral bond scheme through which BJP has got thousands of crores of rupees by extorting them from India's businessmen. Given a road contract of thousands of crores, and immediately after getting the road contract, he pays the BJP in electoral bonds. In small towns, in the streets, there are people who extort money. You know, they will threaten somebody and they'll say, give me money.
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on Tuesday assured the people that he would always protect the poor, while TDP Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has thrown in his lot with the rich. This is not just an election between TDP and the ruling YSRCP, but a battle between the poor and rich, Jagan Mohan Reddy said while addressing a massive rally during his election campaign at Bhimavaram. He sought the people's support to defeat the conspiracy being hatched against his government, which is pro-poor. Naidu's blood pressure has been shooting up of late whenever he was speaking at public rallies. Jagan Mohan Reddy asserted that the attack against him only strengthened his resolve to serve the people rather than diminishing it. Unidentified miscreants hurled a stone at the chief minister, injuring him on his left temple when he was canvassing for votes on Saturday night in Vijayawada. The attack on him is proof that the ruling YSRCP is on the cusp of commanding victory. TDP chief N. Chandrababu Naidu, the BJP, Congress and the vested media houses are attacking him for doing everything for people's welfare. Citing the Mahabharata, he said one arrow shot at Arjuna did not mean that the Kauravas won, and expressed confidence that a single stone thrown at him would not stop the defeat of the evil and rich.
వారి బాణాలు తగిలేది జగన్ కా లేక జగన్ పేదలకు ఇచ్చే పథకాలకా అని చెప్పి ఆలోచన చేయమని చెప్పి అందరినీ కూడా కోరుతా ఉన్నా. వారి బాణాలు తగిలేది జగన్ కా లేక జగన్ పెట్టిన వాలంటీర్లు సచివాలయ వ్యవస్థలకా? పిల్లల బ్రతుకులు మార్చాలని, వారి భవిష్యత్తును మార్చాలని తపనతో అడుగులు వేస్తా ఉన్నా ఆ పిల్లల చదువులకా వారి బడులకా ఆలోచన చేయమని అడుగుతా ఉన్నా. మీ జగన్ బటన్ నొక్కడం నేరుగా 2,70,000 కోట్ల రూపాయలు నేరుగా నా చెల్లెమ్మల కుటుంబాల ఖాతాల్లోకి పోతా ఉంది. వీరు వేసే బాణాలు ఎవరికి తగులుతా ఉన్నాయి అన్నది ఆలోచన చేయమని కోరుతా ఉన్నా. వారి బాణాలు ఎక్కువ పెట్టినది మీ భవిష్యత్ కోసం, నేను పెట్టిన వ్యవస్థల మీద వీరు పెడతా ఉన్న బాణాలు ఎక్కువ పెడతా ఉన్నారు అన్నది ప్రతి ఒక్కరూ కూడా గమనించమని కోరుతా ఉన్నాను. 14 ఏళ్ళు ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ఉన్నా కూడా ఆయన పేరు చెబితే ఏ పేదవాడికి కూడా ఆయన చేసిన మంచి ఒక్కటంటే ఒక్కటి కూడా గుర్తుకు రాదు. కాబట్టి ఈ పెద్ద మనిషి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు తన బ్రతుకంతా కూడా, తన జీవితం అంతా కూడా ఈ మాదిరిగా మోసాలు, అబద్ధాలు, కుట్రలు, వెన్నుపోట్లతో, పొత్తులతో రాజకీయాలు చేస్తా ఉన్నాడు. జనం మద్దతు లేని ఈ చంద్రబాబు, ఒక దత్తపుత్రుడు, ఒక బీజేపీ, ఒక కాంగ్రెస్, వీరందరితో పాటు కుట్రలు, వీరి మోసాలు, ఇతర పార్టీల్లో ఈ చంద్రబాబు పెట్టుకున్న కోవట్టులు, వ్యవస్థల్లో ఉన్న వీరి మనుషులు ఇంతమంది కలిసి ఒక్క మీ జగన్ మీద ఇంతమంది కలిసి దండయాత్రలు చేస్తా ఉన్నారు.
Ramdev in SC line of fire over misleading ads, degrading allopathy. The Supreme Court on Tuesday warned Yoga Guru Ramdev and his aide Balkrishna against any attempt to degrade allopathy and permitted them to tender a public apology and show contrition within a week in the contempt proceedings in the misleading advertisements case against Patanjali Ayurved Ltd. The court, however, made it clear that it is not letting them off the hook yet. The Apex Court is hearing a plea filed in 2022 by the Indian Medical Association alleging a smear campaign against the COVID-19 vaccination drive and modern systems of medicine. The counsel appearing for Ramdev and Balkrishna, who both were personally present in the court and tendered an unconditional and unqualified apology, told a bench of Justices Hema Kohli and Ahsanuddin Amanullah that they were willing to give a public apology to show contrition. During the hearing, the bench interacted with Ramdev and Balkrishna and asked them why they acted in violation of the undertaking given to the court and orders passed by it. Ramdev told the court in Hindi with folded hands that he was tendering unconditional apology for whatever he had done. Demanding a white paper on the investigations conducted by central teams in West Bengal, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Tuesday said that PM Narendra Modi, who accuses her TMC of corruption, should look in the mirror first. Addressing an election rally at Managuri in Jalpaiguri district, Banerjee said it was the TMC which is fighting the BJP in the state, while the CPIM and Congress were working with it. BJP had sent 300 central teams to Bengal to investigate the allegations of corruption, but they did not find anything. Now, PM Modi needs to answer the people of Bengal. What happened to the Magnrega funds? Poor people worked under the scheme but were not paid, she said, demanding a white paper on the investigations. Raising the issue of demonetization, Banerjee sought to know who benefited from it. She called the BJP an anti-Bengali party and alleged that it was planning to drive out Tiawan BILs, Dalits and OBCs in the garb of NRC. Upping the ante against the CPIM and Congress, she said, only the TMC is fighting the BJP in Bengal, while the other two opposition parties are working with it. "29 Maoists killed in encounter with security personnel in Chhattisgarh." At least 29 Maoists were killed in an encounter with security personnel in Chhattisgarh's Kanker district on Tuesday, police officials said. 3 security personnel suffered injuries in the fierce gun battle and a large quantity of weapons was also recovered from the spot, they said. The gunfight took place at around 2 p.m. in Haptola forest between Bingunda and Koronar villages under Chotabetia police station limits, when a joint team of the Border Security Force and the State Police's District Reserve Guard was out on an anti-Naxal operation, officials said. The operation was launched based on inputs about the presence of senior cadre of North Bastar Division of the outlawed CPI Maoist Shankar, Lalita, Raju and others, he said. During patrolling in the area, a fierce gun battle broke out between the two sides, the senior IPS officer said. Bodies of 29 Maoists along with a huge cache of weapons, including AK-47, SLR, INSAS and .303 rifles, were recovered from the spot, the IG said. Polling in the Naxalite-hit Bastar Lok Sabha seat will take place on 19 April in the first phase, while the Kanker constituency, part of the Bastar region, will vote in the second round of general elections on 26 April. The search operation was still underway in the area amid intermittent firing between security personnel and Naxalites, said Sundar Raj. 3 security personnel sustained injuries in the gunfight and the injuries were not life-threatening, the officials said. After the latest encounter, 79 Maoists had been killed in separate gun battles with security forces in the Bastar region, comprising 7 districts, including Kanker, so far this year. On 2 April, as many as 13 Maoists were killed in an encounter with security forces in Bijapur district. The opposition BJP and BRS in Telangana have claimed that the announcement of 2 lakh rupees farm loan waiver by Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy is a result of their agitations demanding. Taking on the Congress government, BJP Rajya Sabha member K. Lakshman on Tuesday asked why should people vote for Congress in the Lok Sabha elections when promises like investment support of 15,000 rupees to farmers and financial assistance of 12,000 rupees to agriculture workers have not been implemented. BRS MLA Harish Rao claimed that the Chief Minister made the announcement to waive farmers' loans before 15 August only with an eye on the Lok Sabha polls. The Chief Minister should apologize to farmers for not honoring his promise to waive the loan on 9 December 2023 soon after the Congress government assumed office, said former Minister Harish Rao. Revanth Reddy made the announcement because of BRS agitation for loan waiver, he said on X.
ఈ కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ ఏం చెప్పిండ్రు? మార్పు తెస్తాం అన్నారు. ఏం మార్పు తెచ్చిండ్రు నాయన? మళ్ళీ పాత రోజులు తెచ్చిండ్రు. మళ్ళా కరెంటు కష్టాలు, నీళ్ల కష్టాలు, రైతుల ఆత్మహత్యలు, కరెంటు కష్టాలు, నేను రాను బిడ్డో సర్కారు దవాఖానకనే పరిస్థితి వచ్చింది. ఏం మార్పు తెచ్చింది? ఏం ఉద్ధరించిండు మీరు? ఈ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు పరిపాలన గాలి కొదిలేసిండు. కండువాలు కప్పడానికి ప్రతిపక్ష నాయకులు ఇళ్ల చుట్టూ తిరుగుతున్నాడు. జితేందర్ రెడ్డి ఇంటికి, కేశవరావు గారింటికి కండువాలు కప్పే పనుల బిజీ ఉన్నాడు. పరిపాలన చేతనైతలేదు. పాలన గాలి కొదిలేండు. రాజకీయాలు తిట్ల పురాణం. కిట్లు బంద్ అయినాయి, తిట్లు మోపైనాయి. కేసీఆర్ కిట్టు బంద్, న్యూట్రిషన్ కిట్టు బంద్, తిట్లు మాత్రం ఫుల్. కాంగ్రెస్ హయాంలో కిట్లు బంద్, తిట్లు ఫుల్. ఇగో ఇది ఇవాళ రేవంత్ రెడ్డి పాలన, ఈ కాంగ్రెస్ పాలన.
Seizures by EC authorities in AP go up to 126 crore rupees. The Election Commission has seized cash, liquor, drugs, precious metals, freebies and other inducements worth 126 crore rupees in Andhra Pradesh between 1st March and 13th April. Of the seizures made so far, cash amounted to 32 crore rupees, liquor 20 crore rupees, drugs 4 crore rupees, precious metals 57 crore rupees, freebies and other inducements 13 crore. This was enabled under the leadership of Chief Electoral Officer Mukesh Kumar Meena and his regular reviews with election officers, 20 enforcement agencies and others, said a press release. Further, watertight surveillance mechanism through statewide checkposts, interstate checkposts and round-the-clock police security, among others, has enabled the seizures. Andhra Pradesh Chief Electoral Officer Mukesh Kumar Meena has issued instructions to the officials of the departments concerned not to organize programs in which the members of self-help groups participate as the model code of conduct is in force. He directed the officers concerned and field-level staff working under the State Panchayat Raj and Rural Development Wing, State Municipal and Urban Development Departments Wing not to organize such programs. He added that as long as the election code of conduct is in force, no mobilization, awareness, survey or other activities shall be conducted which may influence the members of SHGs individually or collectively for or against opinion in a political sense. SERP CEO, MEPMA Mission Director was directed to show special attention and initiative in the implementation of these regulations. Senior TDP leader and former Minister K.S. Jawahar demanded that Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy expel YSRCP MLC Thota Trimurthulu from the party. He made this demand following a court sentencing Trimurthulu to 18 months in jail by the Vishakhapatnam court in the 1996 Dalit stone-shoring case. Speaking from the TDP office in Mangalgiri, Jawahar emphasized that if Jagan genuinely upholds the constitution and honors the principles of B.R. Ambedkar, he must take a decisive action against Trimurthulu. The former minister alleged that there is no protection for Dalits under Jagan Reddy's administration, citing 185 cases of murders and sexual assaults against Dalits. He recounted instances where Dalits faced injustice despite the president's intervention, such as Vara Prasad, whose head was shaved in a police station for opposing illegal sand mining.
ఈ రోజుకి కేసులు ఇలా చెప్పుకుంటూ పోతే అనేక సంఘటనలు దానిలో ఉన్నాయి. ఈ రోజు మా డిమాండ్ ఒకటే, తోట త్రిమూర్తులే కాదు అనంతబాబుకు కూడా నువ్వు లైసెన్స్ ఇచ్చి పిల్లి అనంతబాబు ఏదైతే అనంతబాబు ఉన్నాడో అనంతబాబుని ఎమ్మెల్సీ డోర్ డెలివరీ చేసి వీధి సుబ్రహ్మణ్యాన్ని ఏ విధంగా హత్య చేసి డోర్ డెలివరీ చేశారంటే నీ రాజ్యంలో నీ పాలనలో దళితులు ఏ విధంగా బ్రతుకుతా ఉన్నారు, దళితుల ప్రాణాలకు ఏ విధంగా విలువ లేకుండా పోయింది అనేది మనందరం కూడా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. దళితులందరం ఒకటే కోరుతా ఉన్నా, శిరోముండనం చేసినటువంటి తోట త్రిమూర్తులు, అదేవిధంగా అనంతబాబు హత్య చేసినటువంటి సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం, వీళ్ళందరే కాకుండా వరప్రసాద్ శిరోముండనం డాక్టర్ అనితారాణి, అదేవిధంగా డాక్టర్ ఎవరైతే అచ్చెన్న ఉన్నారో ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళ హత్యలన్నీ కూడా జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి ఈ ప్రభుత్వం చేసిన హత్యలుగానే భావించాలి. దళితుల పట్ల జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి వైఖరి మొదటి నుంచి ఈ విధంగానే ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే పులివెందుల్లో దళిత మహిళ నాగమ్మని హత్య చేస్తే హత్యను ఖండించడానికి హత్య చేసినటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఆ రోజు మహిళా సంఘం నేతగా ఉన్నటువంటి అనిత గారు కానీ ఎంఎస్ రాజు గారు కానీ వెళితే వాళ్ళ మీద అట్రాసిటీ కేసులు పెట్టినటువంటి పరిస్థితి నీ రాజ్యంలో ఉంది, నీ పాలనలో ఉంది. ఒకటే అడుగుతున్నాం, నీకు ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో నమ్మకం లేదు. ఎందుకంటే అంబేద్కర్ గారి మీద కానీ ఆయన రచించిన రాజ్యాంగం మీద కానీ నీకు గౌరవం లేదనేది అనేక సంఘటనలు చెప్తా ఉన్నాయి. ఈరోజు ఒకటే అడుగుతా ఉన్నాం, విదేశీ విద్యకు అంబేద్కర్ గారు పేరు పెడితే అది తీసేసి జగన్ విదేశీ విద్య అని దాన్ని పెట్టినట్టు.
Equity benchmark indices Sensex and Nifty continued to slump on Tuesday, dragged down by heavy selling in IT stocks amid weak global trends and fears of escalating tensions in the Middle East. Outflow of foreign fund also dented investors' sentiment. Continuing its downtrend for the third day running, the 30-share BSE Sensex tanked 456.10 points or 0.62% to settle at 72,943.68. During the day, it slumped 714.75 points or 0.97% to 72,685.03. The NSE Nifty declined 124.60 points or 0.56% to finish at 22,147.90. From the Sensex basket, Infosys, IndusInd Bank, Bajaj Finserv, Wipro, HCL Technologies, Bajaj Finance, Tech Mahindra, Tata Consultancy Services, and Larsen & Toubro were the major laggards. Titan Company, Hindustan Unilever, HDFC Bank, Maruti, ITC, Power Grid and Reliance Industries were the gainers. The domestic market sustained its consolidation trend for the third consecutive day, amid apprehensions regarding geopolitical tensions and drop in the probability of a rate cut in the short term. Heightened concerns arose following stronger than anticipated U.S. retail sales, amplifying the assumption that the U.S. Federal Reserve might delay rate cuts, leading to a notable uptick in the dollar index and U.S. bond yields. The IT sector saw the most significant decline, primarily due to expectations of earnings being affected by the weak discretionary spending in the U.S. and muted domestic Q4 results. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 3,268 crore rupees on Monday, according to exchange data. BRS Working President K.T. Rama Rao on Tuesday reiterated that Congress Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy would switch to the BJP after the Lok Sabha elections. Revanth Reddy would betray the Congress party. Addressing a party meeting in the Adilabad Lok Sabha constituency in Adilabad, Rama Rao said every vote to the Congress would ultimately benefit the BJP. He said that reservations given to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes would be abrogated if the BJP came to power again. He took the BJP to task for privatizing public sector units. He warned the people that the BJP, if re-elected, would amend the constitution. He made it clear that the BRS would never topple the Congress government in the state. He asked Revanth Reddy to continue in the post for 5 years and to fulfill his poll promises. The 32,000 jobs for which appointment letters were handed over by Revanth Reddy to candidates were originally recruited by the BRS government, he said. Stating that the BRS had realized the ideals of tribal legend Kumaram Bhim by introducing various developmental programs and welfare schemes covering Tiavan BILS, Rama Rao said the Congress, which was responsible for the infamous Indarvelli firing incident, did not even tender an apology to the tribal people.
రైతులు ఈ పలకొడతారని అర్థమైంది కాబట్టి ఏమైనా ఆయన డిసెంబర్ 9 అన్నావు మన దాటిపై 5 నెలలే ఏం సంగతి అని చెప్పి కర్రు కాల్చి వార్త పెడతారనే భయంతో 15 ఆగస్టు అని చెప్పి కొత్త డైలాగులు కొడతా ఉన్నాడు. అందుకే నేను అంటున్నా ఇప్పుడు సక్కుబాయి చెప్పింది కరెక్ట్. సక్కుదాదా ఏమన్నాడు, మీకు రుణమాఫీ కావాలి, 2 లక్షల రుణమాఫీ కావాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా గులాబీ జెండా ఓటేస్తేనే రుణమాఫీ అయితే తప్ప, లేకపోతే రేవంత్ రెడ్డి మాట నిలుచుకునే ఆలోచనలు లేదు. మీకు 2,500 రూపాయలు కావాలన్నా, ముసలిలకు 4,000 రూపాయలు ఇస్తానన్న మాట నిజం కావాలన్నా, 2 లక్షల రుణమాఫీ ఖచ్చితంగా జరిగి తీరాలన్నా కాంగ్రెస్ కు కర్రు కాల్చి వాత పెడితేనే, సురుకు పెడితేనే, మనకు ఓటేస్తేనే అక్కడ బండి కదులుతా తప్ప, లేకపోతే మాత్రం రేవంత్ రెడ్డి ఇచ్చిన ప్రతి హామీని ఎత్తగొట్టుడు కూడా ఖాయం, ఫ్రీ బస్సులు కూడా మాయమవ్వడం పక్కా ఖాయం.
Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.